I just wanted to show you this haul that I just got. So I've been around to the house and she had a massive clear out. So I've literally got boxes full of her books. Ugh, shiver. Just like full. All that is all that. And then I've got this cute book bag and there's like book pins and stuff in. I'll show you when I'm inside. But literally just full of her books. So she had a massive clear out and I've got all these. Hi and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Sam and today I'm doing a video that as of yesterday lunchtime I did not know was going to exist. And as you can tell from the opening, that is because I have received 4 boxes full of books that I am going to sort through and distribute to different places. So it's kind of an unhaul video, kind of a haul video, because I've kept some of them as well. But the context basically is that I was out for lunch with my friend yesterday and she mentioned that she was moving back in with her mum and that she was going to have a clear out of her books and just her room in general, but I was mainly focused on the books. And basically I said, hey, I'm happy to come and help you if you need some help clearing out your books. Like, we can be ruthless together. And oh my god, I would not have been as ruthless as she was. She was throwing books out left, right and centre. And we basically filled those 4 boxes that you saw at the start. Here's another picture of them, of me when I was sorting them out. And yeah, by the end of it, because I hadn't put any aside, I put them all in the box and she's like, oh, you're not taking any? And I said, oh no, I'm taking all of them. Because I can, even if I don't want them, I can take them to work with me because I work in a library and such. So yeah, she was happy for me to do that. And I will clarify, I do have sections within this video that are called like sell and donate and stuff. She's happy for me to do whatever I wanted with these books. I will clarify that now. She said she was fine. She doesn't want to bother herself selling them. She doesn't want to bother with like keeping any of them. She's happy for me to have them all and she was fine giving me all the boxes as well. So I will clarify that before you go at me in the comments. She's fine with me selling these books before you think I'm a terrible friend. But yeah, so I have different sections. I've split them all up. I've got a section of books that I'm keeping, a section of books that I'm going to sell, which are going to be the ones in the room, and then we're going to move to the car, and I have some books that I'm going to take to work with me. I work in a library, a college library, so I'm going to see if I can add them to our catalogue and hopefully get some young people to read them because they are more kind of diverse than the books that we had when I joined. Like, I've added so many books to the library at work just in an effort to make it a bit more diverse. So we have those, and then we have a bag for the charity shop, and then we have a bag to take to my dad's so that I can distribute it to the library, which is also outside of secondary school. So yeah, I am spreading these books far and wide. So yeah, I'm going to dive straight into it. So enough rambling. I'm going to start with the books that I'm going to keep and that I am very excited to get to and grateful that I've been able to just randomly acquire. I did not expect, like I said, I did not expect this video to exist or to even have these books. It feels like one of those dreams where you dream about getting like a really big amount of books and then you wake up and you're like, shit, I don't actually have any of those books. That sucks. But like this time, I do. I didn't wake up from the dream. I still have all these books. That might be a bit dramatic, but that's what it feels like. Okay, so we're going to get into the books that I'm going to keep, but I'm going to start firstly with some kind of little memento-y kind of things that I have. So first off, I will show you some pins that she was getting rid of. So we have, I'm going to do the old YouTuber thing where they cover it with their hands, but I have Book Babe pin here. I have a Sorry I'm Booked pin. We have a Book Nerd pin. And last but not least, we have a Cool People Read pin. And I'm going to add these all to my lanyard at work so that I have a bit more bookishness on me at all times. Then I also got this little keychain that says, it's a good day to read a book. I don't know if you can actually read that, but I got those. I also got a Hunger Games bookmark. It's the promotional one for Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I already have one, but now I have 2. And then lastly, oh no, not lastly. Then I also got these art prints. There should be another one here. I got these art prints with different art on the front and the back. These are in promotion of a book that I am keeping, so I'll show you that when we get to it. And they were like a pre-order campaign. If you pre-ordered and sent proof, you got these. I do actually already have these, but I have long since lost the actual book. So now I have 2 sets of the cards and the actual book, which is very exciting. But I'll show you that when we get to it. And then last but not least, in terms of the memento side of things that I've acquired, I also got this really beautiful book sleeve. I love these book sleeves. She didn't even know what a book sleeve was, and she was like, oh, you can just have it. And I was like, yes, thank you. Was really hoping you would say I could have it. But it's got this really beautiful art. I don't know who these characters are, so if you are aware of who this character art is for, let me know in the comments, because I don't know. She thought maybe it was Throne of Glass. She thought maybe that was Dorian, but that looks nothing like Aelin, she said. So I don't know if that's who these are supposed to be, but obviously it's some kind of a Lumicrate thing that she's acquired. I don't know, but it's mine now, and it's really beautiful, and I love these sleeves. I have one that my friend gave me like years, like at least a decade ago. I was in secondary school when she gave me one, a different friend, and I've used it literally, I'm not even kidding, every day. It's always in my bag, always has a book in it. I take it on holiday with me. It's fantabulous. And now I have 3 in that same waterproof style. They're lifesavers. Love these book sleeves, absolutely love them. So I'm excited I've got another one. But yeah, let's get into some of the books that I'm actually keeping. You can kind of see them here. I have a massive stack. I think there's about at least 30 maybe. So we'll start with these ones at the top. So the first ones that I'll be keeping are Ruin and Rising, Siege and Storm, and Shadow and Bone. These I have unhauled in the past. I unhauled my old copies, but these are just the original UK covers, and they are so beautiful that even though I'm not a massive fan of this trilogy, I'm going to own it again, because look at them. They're absolutely they're just beautiful. I love them, and they're so much better than like the modern current ones that we have, the current covers with like the animal like figureheads on them. I don't like them, but I do like these, so I'm gonna keep these. And then I have Greta Thunberg's No One Is Too Small to Make a Difference. I literally read this today before filming this. It's basically a collection of all her speeches from 2018 to 2019, and it has a lot of documentation, like a lot of the pictures of all the different climate protests and stuff, and this here on a boat, and it was really inspiring to read this and remember all the things that we said, because honestly it feels like a completely different lifetime ago that all this was happening, because obviously it was before COVID and the big pandemic and stuff, and everything got shut down, that I kind of forgot about all of the climate justice protest stuff that was happening. And now it leaves me wondering if, like, why has it become such a quiet topic again? Like, it feels like we don't really hear much about climate change anymore. This was really cool, and look at that on the back. So I'm keeping this. I really liked it. Then I have 2 kind of poetry books that I don't really know anything about, but I thought I'd give them a go because they're only like really short, and if anything it'll add books to my Goodreads goal, and try and expose me to a little bit more poetry. So I have I Would Leave Me If I Could, and this is a collection of poetry by Halsey. I think this is the singer. I don't know, I don't listen to her music, but if it is the singer, I've seen clips of her, I've seen her interact with BTS and stuff like that, and she just seems like a really respectable woman, and I've heard about her like stories of like when she had a miscarriage on stage and stuff, and I think she's a really like powerful woman. So if that is her, then I'm excited to read her poetry. If this is a different Halsey, then I'm sorry, I confused you with the singer, I guess. But no, and it's really pretty cover as well, and she's an artist as well, so this does make me think it is her. So you can let me know in the comments if I'm just making up things, but it's a really pretty book as well. I also have this little poetry book. It says George the Poet, Search Party, the first collection of poetry. And it says introducing a socially motivated poet of exceptional ability. So I've never seen this before. I don't know what the poetry is going to be about, so I'm going to go in blind, and hopefully it'll be good. But yeah, I thought I'd give it a go. It's really small, so fingers crossed. I'm not a massive poetry guy, but we'll see if these 2 change my mind. Next 2 I'm going to be keeping are sapphic YA novels by Robin Talley. So we have Lies We Tell Ourselves, and then this one is called Our Own Private Universe. Are You Brave Enough to Love When It's Against the Rules? It does sound so cute, so I'm keeping both of these ones. I'm going to be keeping The Rabbit Hutch by Tess Guntley. I've seen this all the time, and I've always been interested in it, but I've never wanted to spend my own money on it, if that makes sense. But now I have a copy, so let's see if it's any good. Then I have this alternate cover of Daughter and Smoke and Bone. I've not read this trilogy yet, but I do love this cover. So when I read it, if I enjoy it, then brilliant. I've got this really pretty edition. If I end up not liking it, I'll just unhaul the trilogy and this book. But for now, I'm keeping it just because I really like the cover. Then I have another book that I've really been wanting to read, but never actually found myself buying, and that is An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. This one I've heard so much good stuff about. Like, this is a fantasy that I have just heard absolute praise for. I've never heard anything bad about this book, so I'm so excited, and I don't know why I've never read it before now. It's just never been one that I put in my trolley, I guess. But yeah, I'm really excited for this one. Unfortunately, she was only getting rid of the first book. She didn't have the other ones, as far as I know yet. She has more books to go through, so maybe we'll find the other ones. I don't know, but we'll read the first one and we'll see what we think. Then I have The Miseducation of Cameron Post. I've seen this with the movie cover version before all over. Don't really know much about it. I think it's kind of a road trippy, like, finding yourself kind of novel about teenagers and stuff. But yeah, and I think it's queer as well. So we'll find out if we like this. Then I have two books. They're not related in any way, other than that I went to the signing with my friend for them. So this one is Adrian Tchaikovsky's, and this is his fantasy novel City of Last Chances. If you are familiar with that name but you're not recognizing this cover, he also wrote Children of Time and Shards of The Shards of Earth, that's what it was called. I have a video on that. So he mainly writes sci-fi, but he has also got a bunch of fantasy books as well. And this is one of his fantasy books. I'm not really that interested in it, but I thought I'd give it a go. And also, obviously, this is the signed edition that we have. Oops, I've just exposed my friend's name, but oh well, I don't think she cares. So it's got a little bird in it as well. So yeah, that's one of his fantasy books. And I went to the book signing with Alice for that. I say I went with her. I dragged her with me. And that was the one where I took like 12 books and had to wait till the very end because I felt bad for everyone else. So I had 12 books for me to sign, and he actually signed all 12 of them. Then I also have this one that I held up, which is Written in the Stars by Isha Saeed. This is the author of Amal Unbound, a book that I really enjoyed. And we went to a book signing that she did with Becky Albertelli for their joint book collaboration. Yes, no, maybe so. And I remember specifically when Alice took this book to Saeed, that she was like, oh, this is the first version of this book that I've signed in the UK. And she has actually written that in Alice's book, the first UK signed book, just there. So it's kind of sad that Alice got rid of it, but it's mine now, I guess. So I'm excited to read this because I did enjoy Amal Unbound. Then I have a book that I'm probably the most excited about in this whole stack of books that I'm keeping, and that is because it's by the same author as Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe, which is one of my all-time favorite books that I love and love and love and love and love. And I have his other book now. I have his other book. So I have The Inexplicable Logic of My Life. No idea what this is about. I'm going to go in blind and I'm going to love it. I hope I love it. If I hate this book, I'm going to be so upset. But expect to see some of my best books of 2026 video, maybe, if I get to it. I don't know. Wait, did I? Oh my god, my name is in there. There's a character called Sam. I just flipped and saw my name in there, and then I flipped again and it was there. Who's Sam? Sam raised... Oh, it's a her. That's not me. Sam raised her hand. Okay, there's a character called Sam in a book by one of my favourite authors. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for this book. It's going to be so good. Please, please. Then I have a book that I have never previously known existed, but I have it now, and it's called It's Kind of a Funny Story. And by the back of this book, it does not sound like a funny story, because it's all about, like, this boy that lives in New York, this teenager, and he wants to set his life up for success. He wants to get into a nice school. He wants a nice apartment. He wants to get nice friends. But then something happened, and his whole life falls apart, and he ends up in a kind of mental hospital, and he meets some interesting characters, such as a sex addict, a person with crippling anxiety, someone that has delusions into thinking they're the president, and it just sounds really interesting and not something that I've seen a YA book do before. So I thought I'm definitely going to give this a go, and hopefully it's not as sad as I'm thinking it's going to be. Okay, hopefully he does get his life on track at the end of it and we see these characters succeed, because I'm already rooting for them. But I'm excited for this one. Didn't know existed, but now I can't wait to read it. Then we have Monday's Not Coming. This immediately gave me the Hate You Give vibes, just with kind of like the red cover and the read out character on the front. But this is about two sisters, and one of them goes missing, and she's just not showing up at school, so the other sister starts to get concerned. I think they organise like a party to look for her. But this book is just gorgeous. Okay, I was just looking at the back, but like it's so beautiful, and it's hardback as well, and it's got this weird award that I've never seen before. It says Peace, Non-Violent Social Change, Brotherhood John Steptoe's New Talent Curator Scott King Award. I've never seen this award before, but it's won an award, so it must be good. So yeah, I think it's about like searching for a missing person, and it looks really cool. Then I have, it's not technically a book, it's kind of a journal, a guided journal, but that is Michelle Obama's Becoming, a guided journal for discovering your voice. I already have this one, and I'm pretty sure I gave this to my friend Alice for her birthday like ages ago, and she obviously has never even opened it or used it. So that's great. And that does occur a couple of times in this video where I've given her something and now it's been returned to me, which I'm not mad about. I don't care. We all live lives differently, but I don't know. I just find it kind of funny that a few of these things, including this, have found their way back to me after years of like me having given them to someone. Now they're back and I've got to deal with them again. But no, I gave her this for her birthday at some point, and it's basically this journal where Michelle Obama has posed you a bunch of questions in the top corner. So you've got, how do you express your gratitude? Who or what are you grateful for? But there's also, it's not all just kind of that kind of prompts. There's also kind of lists that you can do. There's kind of quotes that she's put in, and then it asks you to reflect on the quote or how the quote applies to you or doesn't apply to you. There's like a Venn diagram in here at some point. There it is. And you got a Venn diagram of like all the most important people in your lives. It's such a brilliant guided journal, and I love my copy. And I think if you just like do a page like every now and then, like I've had mine since like 2019, and every now and then I just fill in a page. So I've got like different versions of myself answering these questions, and I can look back and be like, oh, so that was the most important person to me at that time. Oh, that happened at that time. And I think it's so brilliant, especially if you like give it the time and you don't fill it all in at once. You give it like a couple years and you just fill it in every now and then. Really cool. I'm gonna either try and sell this actually, or I don't know, give it to someone. I feel like this is something you give to someone. Like I want to gift this to someone because I feel like it's really meaningful. Maybe my mum will appreciate it. We'll see what she thinks of Becoming, because that was one of the books my mum took. But then I have this book, which was initially in my sell pile because I just saw signed book, hardback, no idea what this is, whatever. It's called I was reading dyslexia. It's called Imaginary, but it's split. I was going to say, I'm a imaginary friend. And I was initially, like I said, going to sell this. And then I saw this little writing right at the top. And it says, from the author of The Perks of Being a Wallflower. I did not even recognize the name. I love Perks of Being a Wallflower. That was one of my favourite books. And I didn't know he had other books. Look how big it is compared to Perks of Being a Wallflower. That's like that big. Oh my god, I'm so excited. No idea what this is about. I'm assuming imaginary friends. Probably going to be a metaphor for something, I'm assuming. I didn't know he had other books. I'm so excited for this. And it's signed. It's signed. Let me show you the signature. I've not actually looked myself. Is it big? Oh, it's a tiny signature. Oh my god, it's signed. I really hope I like this one. And I have a signed book by the author of Perks of Being a Wallflower. That's so cool. I wish my Perks of Being a Wallflower was signed. But we'll take what we can get. That's so cool. I'm excited for this one. And the next one is a very similar story. This was Bridge of Clay. This was in my to sell pile because I just saw hardback, signed by the author. We'll try and sell it. And then I saw Author of the Book Thief. The exact same story as Imaginary Friend. I just read the additional context. Author of the Book Thief. Not read The Book Thief yet. Really want to. So, and it's like really popular, and it's also my other best friend's favourite book. So hopefully I'm going to enjoy this one as well, and The Book Thief. So I'm going to keep them both and read them both, hopefully. But this is signed by him, so I'll show you the signature as well, because why not? There it is. A weird signature. It's like a squiggle. And has it got anything on? No, it's not got anything underneath. But it does have nice end paper of like broken clay. But yeah. And then we have two manga, kind of miscellaneous, but we have the Shadowhunters Cassandra Clare manga adaptations of the Shadowhunter book. So we have the first City of Bones, which is the Mortal Instruments series. We have volume 1 of that. I think this covers the whole first book, I would presume, but it might not. I don't know. I'm flicking through it and it doesn't look like it covers the entire book. So that might just be... I don't know. I'm not going to talk because I don't know anything about it. And then I have volume 2 of the Infernal Devices Clockwork Prince. I don't know where volume 1 is. Maybe we'll find it when we go through our other books. But yeah, hopefully we can get volume 1. Otherwise, I'll just donate this one. I don't know. But I'm going to give these a go. Okay, so we only have a few more left to go through for the ones I'm keeping. So stick around with me. So the next book is what I was on about when I was telling you about these these book print promotional materials. They are from the book Lost in the Neverwoods by Aidan Thomas. If you don't remember Aidan Thomas's name, he wrote Cemetery Boys, which is a brilliant novel about the Day of the Dead. It's set in Mexico. There's 2 boys. One of them's a ghost, and they're like falling in love, and it's like a mystery, and it's such a brilliant book. I'm still yet to read the sequel that has recently come out, but this is the author's other book, and it's kind of a Peter Pan retelling, I believe, and yeah, I don't really know much more about it than that, other than it's Peter Pan retelling, and I'm very excited to give it a go. I really wanted to read it. I did have this book, I believe, in the past, because I have these, so I must have had the book, but I don't know whether I unhauled it at some point or lost it. I don't know. I don't know where that other one gone, but I've got the hardback now. I have the hardback edition of The New Witch by V.E. Schwab. I have the paperback with the sprayed edges, but this one is signed, so I thought I'll have that, and it's got its own built-in bookmark. I love nothing better than a built-in bookmark. But if I don't end up liking this, I can sell it as well because it's signed. So yeah, there's that one. We have a book that I did just unhaul in my previous video, which is Magisterium, but hear me out. Look at the cover art. It's so pretty. It's such pretty cover art. It's so beautiful. This is the American edition, and it has like the characters on it and the evil guy who I can't remember the name of, and this is the first book. And you know what? I kind of just want to keep it so I can display it on my shelf with the cover art like this, because I have read this one. At least. I haven't read the rest of the series, but I have read the first book. Not a massive fan of it, as you heard in the previous video. But at least this one's pretty. I don't know. I might have to get rid of it in the future. But for now, I just want to hold on to it because I really wanted the American copies. And now I have the first one, I guess. Then I have my signed Pumpkinhead. You'll know if you watched to the end of my previous video that I got rid of my copy because I now have a signed copy. And it's signed not by the illustrator, but by the author, Rainbow Rowell. So yeah, I have a signed copy of that. Really love this one. This is like a cute kind of autumn love story in like a pumpkin patch farm thing that they have in America. And it's super cute, and the art is so beautiful, and it's humorous, and it's really good. It's a really good graphic novel. Definitely recommend if you've never read this. The hardback of Mexican Gothic. I already have this book. It has all my original annotations in it, but it's in paperback, and this one's a hardback, and I do want all my Silvia Moreno Garcias to be hardback because they are such small books, so that the hardbacks are actually quite small, and I don't know, they just seem so cute together that I just want all of her books in hardback. So now I have Mexican Gothic to add to my collection of hardback Silvia Moreno Garcia books. Then the last book that I'm going to keep is probably the most controversial one, and that is A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas. This is the 5th ACOTAR book, and I've not read this one yet. I've done videos on all the other ACOTAR books, just slating them, and it's honestly been so long that I can't even remember what I said in those videos, so I might have to like watch a catch-up video to remember what happens, because I know like the plot beats. Like I remember the 3rd book quite vividly and the spin-off one, but the first 2 I'm kind of like, okay, Rysand pimps her out and then she ends up with him, but I don't really remember much else. But yeah, I'm going to read this one. I'm going to do my research to remember and give myself a recap, and then I'm going to read this one, and we're going to do a video on it, and it's going to be interesting, okay? We're going to bring back the ACOTAR videos because, fucking hell, she's announced 2 fucking more of these. Hold back, don't judge. That she's bringing out 2 more of these books in, was it December and January that they're coming out? Like, they're coming out really close together, and I'm like, for God's sake, you can't just let me rest. Now I have to do more videos on freaking ACOTAR. For God's sake. I mean, I don't have to, but I'm going to. But yeah, I have this book now, and it's so big as well. Has it got built? It hasn't even got a built-in bookmark. What are you gonna do? What are you doing to us? Not even a built-in bookmark. Unacceptable. I'm joking. But yeah, let's go on to the books that I am going to sell next. Okay, so the next section is books that I'm going to try and sell on Vinted and get a bit of dosh for. They are all in pretty good quality, and they're kind of like sets, so hopefully they'll sell. Some of these things I have sold my own copies of, so I know they can sell. So yeah, hopefully we can get rid of them that way. This is going to be quicker from now on. The longest section of this video was definitely going to be the ones I was going to keep because they're the ones I'm most excited for, but we'll speed through the rest of this video because we don't really need to talk about every single book. So the first one that I'm going to be trying to sell is V.E. Schwab's The Steel Prince Volume 1. I did sell my 3 volumes, so hopefully I can sell this, but if it doesn't, then I'll just add it at work. Then I have a Holly Black trilogy that I didn't even know existed, but this is like a little box set, and it's Tithe, Valiant, Ironside. And I think it's, yeah, a modern fairy tale box set, so I assume it's another Fae story that she's done. But I've literally never seen these before and have no interest in reading them because I'm not that big on Fae stories. So yeah, I'm going to try and sell these by Holly Black. She's quite a popular author, so hopefully someone will want them. Then I'm going to be selling... I have Shatter Me again. I've just sold my Shatter Me books and they found their way back into my life. But I have Shatter Me, Unravel Me, Ignite Me, Restore Me and Defy Me. I'm going to try and sell these. Then I have a series that my bestie is probably going to want me to read, but I refuse on the grounds that I do not want to. And that is the Shiver series. So we have Shiver, Sinner, Linger and Forever, and I think this is like a werewolf romance or something like that. It's the same author as The Raven Boys, which you'd think would make me want to read it because I ended up really enjoying The Raven Boys, but I've heard nothing but bad things about this series and I do not want to read them. I do not even want to try. Then I have a nice illustrated cover of Rainbow Rowell's Carry On. This is kind of like a fanfic spoof on Harry Potter. I sold my copies, so hopefully, again, I can sell this one. This one has the nice illustration on the cover. Then another series that I'm going to be trying to sell is the Diviners series. We have Layer of Dreams, The King of Crows, The Diviners, and Before the Devil Breaks You. That's not the order they come in, that's just how I read them. And yeah, I have the whole set of these, I believe. So hopefully we can get some money for these. They all have different covers. Like these two have that kind of cover. And then these two, ooh, can I hold them like this? And these two have, God, I'm just throwing things around at this point. And these two have this cover. So I don't know if they're like supposed to be like that or not, but I guess we'll find out. Then another set of books that I'm going to be trying to sell. They're a bit beat up, but hopefully because they're a set, they might sell, are the Darkest Minds series by Alexander Bracken. So we have The Darkest Minds, Never Fade, In the Afterlight. That's supposed to be a sentence. And then The Darkest Legacy. These books are so freaking good. I've not finished The Darkest Legacy, but when I was reading these Darkest Minds in secondary school, I freaking loved them. And I have the US hardback ones because I always thought they were prettier. So now I have the UK paperbacks and I'm going to try and sell them. But they are a bit beat up. You can see like the creases on the spines. So we'll see how that plays out. PewDiePie's This Book Loves You. I had to flick through and read them all. Just so that I could add it to my Goodreads. But yeah, I'm not a massive PewDiePie guy. I've not really watched that many of his videos. I've seen some in the past. And this is like a collection of quotes that he's written. And they're just kind of humorous. Some of them are actually quite funny. And some of them are just shit. So yeah, it's just kind of like random internet humour. So hopefully a PewDiePie fan might want that. Then I have a signed copy of The Bells by Danielle Clayton. I unhauled my copy in a previous video because I DNF'd it and now I have it again. This is the signed edition, so hopefully someone will be interested in buying that. And I have, again, like I was saying earlier, things that I've given her that have ended up back with me. This is another example. I have Terry Pratchett's books. This is The Long Earth, The Long War, The Long Cosmos, The Long Utopia, and The Long Mars. This is kind of a sci-fi series that he's done with Stephen Baxter, and I got the box set. I never wanted them. I was gifted them by like my aunt or something, and I didn't want them, so I gave them to Alice in secondary school, and now they're back to me. I don't even think she read them. So I'm going to try and sell these. And we have some Victoria Aveyard, The Red Queen series. I did really enjoy the first 3 books in this series, and this isn't the full series. This is the first book, the second or third book, the 4th book, and the collection of short stories. There's one missing. But yeah, so I'm going to be getting rid of the Red Queen collector's edition. It's signed. We have the signed copy of King's Cage paperback. We have a signed copy of the hardback of Warstorm. I hated this book. It was an awful ending to the series. And then I have just a regular Broken Throne long big paperback version. Hopefully they can sell as like a little Victoria Aveyard bundle. I'm tempted to keep Red Queen the collector's edition because I did, like I said, like the first 3 books. But then I'm like, there's no point just keeping 1 book. There's no point. And then rushing through the last ones, we have Sarah J Maas's Crescent City. I'm not doing a video on this before you ask. I might, but no, at the minute I just really don't want to. I have read this in the past and I hated it, and I don't want to relive it. I don't want to reread it just to make a video about it. It was so bad. But this is the Waterstones exclusive edition with red edges. I've sold my copy that was a regular one for £8, so hopefully we can get like a tenner for this one. Sprayed edges, I don't know. Then we have the one that I was really mad that she unhauled because she pulled it off the shelf, looked at me, and I said, Priory of the Orange Tree, you're going to keep that, aren't you? Because she's like a huge fantasy series. And she just looked at me and she went, and I was like, what do you mean you're not going to keep the Priory of the Orange Tree? Like the greatest sapphic fantasy book ever. Look how big it is. And it's signed as well. And it's got her old signature where she used to write her whole name. And I was like, I can't compute that you are getting rid of this book. And she was like, yeah, take it off me. I don't want it. I thought she was joking, but no, she's got rid of it. I would keep this, but I have my own edition that's signed and personalised, so I'm just going to sell this generic signed one. Spanish editions of Shadowhunter books. I don't know if these will sell, because I don't know if anyone around here speaks Spanish, but maybe someone will. But we have Queen of Air and Darkness, and we have, I believe, City of Bones in Spanish, and they're quite nice editions, to be fair. Then the next one is My Dark Vanessa. This is kind of a Lolita kind of book, I believe. I don't know, but I used to have this ages ago and I got rid of it because it creeped me out. But this is a signed copy of it. I'm going to try and sell it because I still have no interest in reading it. And last but not least, in this section, we have the Caravel trilogy in the hardback forms, and all of them are signed. Hopefully these will go off like hotcakes because it's a really popular series. I've read Caravel, didn't particularly care about it, don't want to read the rest of them, but we have Caravel, which is signed, we have Legendary, which is signed, and we have Finale, which is signed, and they're all, this one has spread edges as well. So it's a really nice little set that hopefully someone else can enjoy. But yeah, they're all the books that I'm going to try and sell. Now let's move on to a new bit of scenery and look at all the other books, because this was about half of them. There's still a lot more to come. Then there was a handful that my mum decided to keep and put them on her little TBR shelf on her new bookcases that I bought and built for her for Mother's Day. But the ones that she decided to have were Michelle Obama's Becoming, which is like her memoir. Then we have How to Live Like Your Cat by Stephanie Garnier. No idea what this is about. Then we have We Should All Be Feminists by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. I don't know if I said that middle name correctly. Then we have Richard Osman's The Thursday Murder Club, not Thursday Night. But yeah, they're the 4 that she decided to have. Okay, so we have a little bit of a change of scenery because I'm in my car now. And this is where all the books that I'm going to take to work with me. I work in a library, so these are all going to be books that I hopefully can add. If we don't already have them, I need to check. And then the books I'm going to take to charity shop and the books I'm going to take to the libraries. That's where all these are. That's why we're in the car. And the boxes are the ones where obviously they came in, you saw in the opening clip. And I'm going to give those to my friend at work because her boss is moving and she's collecting boxes. So even the boxes are getting recycled here. But yeah, I'm going to show you all the ones that I'm going to take to work with me and maybe add. If I don't add them, like if we already have a copy, then I'll take them to the charity shop or the little library, one of the two. But these are the ones I'm hoping to add at work. So we'll go straight in. So we have Concrete Rose by Angie Thomas. Really good book about young fatherhood. I really like that book. Then we have A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. Really good novel about grief and a little boy losing his mother. Then we have The Dark Vault by Yi Schwab. I've not actually read this one yet, but I already own a copy of it. And we have other VE Schwab books at work that I've added, so that's just added into the collection. Then we have Amal Unbound, which is another good kind of middle grade book, a little bit of a younger audience, and it's a really quick read. I really enjoyed this one. Then we have Kate in a Waiting, as well as Leah on the Offbeat by Becky Albertelli. I've not read Kate on Waiting yet, but Leah on the Offbeat is a good novel about bisexuality and stuff like that. Not sure about Kate on Waiting because I don't know what it's about. I've not read it yet. But yeah, I've got these two books, queer books to add. I have I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson. I've not read this one. I think I DNF'd it a while ago. But I heard nothing but good things, and I do want to read it at some point, so if I add this to the library I can just check it out whenever I want. Then I have Wilder Girls by Rory Power. Love this book. It's kind of a dystopian novel. There's a high school of girls on this island. They've been quarantined because they've all got like plants growing out them, and there's this weird disease going on. The government is trapping them in. It's sapphic. It's so much fun. It's so good. Definitely recommend this if you've not read Wilder Girls. Then I have Marissa Meyer's Heartless and Renegades. I've never read these, never really want to read them, but they look pretty cool, so I'm going to add these. Then I have a popular romance book. Romance flies off the shelves at my college, so the Kiss Quotation by Helen Hong. We have that one. Hopefully that'll be quite popular. Then we have Everything Everything, which I think we might already have, because we do have a lot of Nicola Yoon's books, because I've just added The Sun Is Also a Star. We had Instructions for Dancing. I think we might have this, so this might end up in the little library. Then I have some sci-fi, so I have Cinder and Scarlet, which is kind of like fairy tale retellings in a sci-fi setting. I've not read them, really want to read them, but I already own them. So this one is obviously a retelling of Cinderella, and this one is a retelling of Red Riding Hood. Then we have Clockwork Prince. I won't add this straight away because we need to get Clockwork Angel, but the Shadowhunter books are out at the minute, so I want to give the student the chance to read the Superior Cassandra Clare series as well, but we need the other two. Then I have Love and Gelato by Jenna Evans Welch. No idea what this book is, but it's a romance, so again, it'll be probably quite popular. Then we have Unsettled Ground by Claire Fuller. I'm not sure what this is about. It looks pretty cool, and I can see some of the staff reading this, so this will hopefully be good. As well as Exciting Times, another kind of pretty like brand new edition of a book. I already own it, so I don't need this one. Then we have Opposite of Always. This is so nostalgic for me. I read this when I first started getting into kind of the YA scene, and it's so cute. It's like a time loopy love story between two young kids, and it's just, I just loved it so much. And I loved Justin A. Reynolds. He was always really sweet to me on Instagram. Then I have a kind of a funny one here. So we have Pride and Prejudice Zombies, and this is a graphic novel comic of it. So yeah, this will build up our non-Marvel comic collection, which we don't have much of because most of the stuff we have is Marvel, unfortunately. But yeah, hopefully this will build it out, give a bit more choice. Then the last two that I have to take to work with me are Again But Better by Christina Riccio, aka Poland Banana Books on Instagram. There's her picture, if you'll probably recognise her face. But yeah, I just have a copy of this. I thought this would be good. This is kind of another time loop love story situation, a study abroad. It was a lot of fun. And then the last book that I have, which is probably going to be quite popular at the minute because the film's just come out, is Hamnet. Who's this by? Maggie O'Farrell. And this is kind of the hardback edition. Hopefully people are interested in this because the film has just come out. So I'm expecting people to be like, oh, Hamnet, that's a film, isn't it? And I'm like, yes, do you want the book? We have the book now. So yeah, hopefully that'll be quite popular. And I've just opened the thing and it's got like a really beautiful front. So I'm a little bit, should I keep this for myself? But like, I didn't like the Hamnet film. It's not like I didn't like it, I just found it a bit boring. Like, it was a good film, I really liked the ending and the stuff with the stage and stuff, but it was just long and tedious to get through the film, so I don't really want to read the book. Okay, and then next I have a little bag for the charity shop. These are kind of like miscellaneous kind of classics and just random books that I thought, I don't really know what else to do with these other than give them to the charity shop. So we have Inferno, which is the Divine Comedy by Dante. And this is like a really big copy of that with all the stuff in it. So hopefully someone will enjoy that one. Then I have the Dictionary of Literary Terms and Literary Theory. This was bought from a charity shop by the looks of it, so hopefully someone else will buy it again. How much was it? It was £1.50. This must have been bought a while ago, because books in charity shops are not that cheap anymore. Then we have 101 Secrets for Your 20s. I wonder what the secrets are, but not enough to keep this book because I don't want it. I am 22, so maybe this could be helpful, but yeah, I'll just wing it. We'll see what goes on. Then I've got F in Exams, The Best Test Paper Blunders. I might give this to someone at work, actually. They might find this funny. I'm going to take this to work with me and change my mind. Then I have 100 Ways for a Cat to Train Its Humans, which is like a little funny kind of just vignette-y kind of book. Then I have Lord Arthur Saville's Crime and Other Stories by Oscar Wilde. This is just kind of a little classic collection. Then we have Antigone by Jean and I don't know. I have no idea what this is. It Gets in Your Eyes and Other Lessons from the Crematorium or Crematorium, however you want to say it. Not my kind of thing. Then we have a classic edition of Julius Caesar by Shakespeare. We have Beowulf, Verse in Translation. We have a similar edition to Beowulf. We have also Dr. Faustus. We have, I'm just pulling them out at random. We have whatever this book is. Where is it? Oliver Twist by Dickens. Quite a beat up edition of that. Then we have, I think last one is A Voyage for Madmen by Peter Nicholas, and this is about boats. 9 men set out to race each other around the world, only one made it back. Sounds interesting, and it does have pictures, so I think it must be a true story. That's my qualification for a true story. It's got pictures. But there we go. It's got pictures, so I'm assuming it's a true story or true-ish. So the last section that I have is all the books that I'm going to take to the little library with me. It's right outside of secondary school, so I've tried to pick a bunch of YA titles. They're mainly like 2010s, so you might recognise some of these. I've not read all of them, but I recognise them. But yeah, hopefully it'll go to the right demographic there and they can enjoy them, and it'll bring the stories back to a modern audience as well. Thinking way too much into it, they'll pick it up and go, oh, this looks cool, I'll read it, whatever. But yeah, I have a whole bag for life full of books. Some of them are also a bit older for the adults as well, walking past, and also just because I thought they were good enough quality to go in the little library. So yeah, let's speed through these. So I have 3 titles by Rainbow Rowell. That's not the one I wanted to pick up. There it is. We have 3 titles by Rainbow Rowell. We have Fangirl, Landline, and Eleanor and Park. So that'll be a nice little collection for someone. I do need to take the tabs out of the top of this Fangirl one though. Then I have The Sun Is Also a Star. Love this novel. I want someone else to love this. This is by Nicola Yoon. It's like a love story that was never meant to be. It's really cool. Then we have Royals by Rachel Hawkins. Never read that one. Then we have The Lady's Guide to Petticoats and Piracy. This is the sequel to A Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue. I read the first book, thought it was okay, read a bit like a Disney movie. I think this is the sequel, but it's not a direct sequel if I'm right. And I need to take the tabs out of that one as well. Then we have Much Ado About Mean Girls. That's just kind of a random one that I've put in there. We have Pride and Prejudice Zombies for the zombie fans out there. We have A Court of Frost and Starlight for the adults walking past. Then we have They Hate You Give by Andy Thomas. Brilliant novel. I would add to our library at work, but we already have 2 copies of it and we don't need 3 copies. Then we have The Downstairs Girl by Stacey Lee. No idea what this is about, but it looks cool. Then we got Save the Date. Never read it. Looks cool. Then we have Female of the Species. Never read it. Looks cool. Then we have Flatshare. I DNF this one, not a massive fan, but one of the parents out there will like to see it and pick it up when they're taking their kids to the book box. Then we have American Dirt by Jenny Cummings. I've dropped that, but I've never read it, but someone might like it. Then down to the last 3, we have The Love Interest. Immediately from the title, I was like, I'm not interested. I think this is about like teenage spies. Not interested, but that'll be really fun for an actual teenager reading this book, hopefully. Then we have James Acaster's classic Scrapes. This is a comedian, and I think it's either a memoir or just kind of his comedy routine. I don't know what this is, but I'm not a massive fan of James Acaster. I don't find him that funny, so hopefully someone else that does will find this book. And then last but not least, we have A List of Cages, a novel by Robbie Rowe. This is about ADHD, I believe, and teenagers just living life. So hopefully this will be useful for someone. I don't know. So that is all of the books that I'm going to talk about in this video. It was a very unexpected video. I obviously wasn't expecting to have a video like this or about this because it was kind of a last minute thing. Yesterday I went to town with my friend, we had some pancakes, and she was like, oh, I'm gonna be clearing out my books, I can send you a picture if you want any. And I was like, no, I can come in round and help you clear them out. And then ended up coming home with 4 boxes full of all the books that she'd got rid of. And I will reiterate, she's fine with me selling the ones, she's fine with me like getting rid of them and keeping them. She doesn't care, she just wanted them out of the way because she's like moving back in with her mum and she needed the room cleared. So yeah, I will reiterate, she's fine with me doing what I'm doing with these books, so don't come at me in the comments. But yeah, that is all the books I'm going to talk about. I've kept quite a couple, but I've obviously redistributed a bunch of the other ones. I've tried to obviously split it up, so I've got ones to sell, I've got ones that I'm going to put out in little book boxes to charity shops, I'm going to take to work. I really tried to kind of distribute them kind of evenly and fairly and kind of just get them back out there rather than like obviously being thrown away or just all dumped on a charity shop and they then struggle to sell them. I just wanted to kind of spread the books back out into the world, and it feels very fulfilling, weirdly. And even the boxes are getting recycled because all these cardboard boxes I'm taking to work with me because my work bestie Pam, her boss is moving and she's collecting boxes for him. So even the boxes here are going to get reused. So yeah, it feels very good. And yeah, so that's the end of the video. I should stop rambling. Hopefully that was interesting. I only made this video because Elizabeth at Museum Grant Reads kind of prompted me to, because I was like, oh, look at all these books that I've got. And she was like, haul? And I was like, yeah, that actually would probably make an interesting video. And also I've just posted an Unhaul video, and this is kind of like another one, but technically they're not my books to Unhaul. So I don't know if this counts in the Unhaul playlist, but I'm going to add it anyway. But anyway, I'm rambling. I always ramble at the end of book videos. So yeah, that was a haul/unhaul of my friend's books. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like, comment and subscribe if you did, and I'll see you in the next video, whatever that may be. But yeah, thanks for watching. Stick around. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Goodbye.